The weather's getting warmer. People are headed outside. That's a good thing since, of course, we've been cooped up for a couple of months. But that also means accidents are on the rise. And I'm speaking with lawyer Twillie now to talk about that. He's with LA Law. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Kara.
So what are you seeing right now that people are starting to head back out?
So, seeing like some positive trends, I guess I could call them trends, and some sort of concerning trends. Obviously, when you have more people out and about, not only just driving, because I feel like traffic has increased. It's actually, I feel like it's almost back to normal at this point. Not quite, but almost back to normal. But with more cars out, obviously, we're seeing the trend of car accidents increasing, but you've noticed a ton of pedestrians out there, and
Okay.
a lot of people are running, walking their dogs. You see groups of people just walking, and those calls are also starting to increase, which is obviously concerning. The other day, I had a call from someone, a young woman who was a pedestrian walking in the crosswalk and with the right of way, and another car came up and right turned on red and looked left but didn't look right and actually hit the woman while she was crossing the road, and she has some pretty significant injuries. So obviously, more people out, more cars out, and accidents are on the increase. So everyone needs to really be cautious out there and be careful and have your head on a swivel.
Yeah, and,
So,
and how can someone get help now with a personal injury during the pandemic?
You know what? During the pandemic, there have been some challenges, but with us, it's very easy. You can reach us by phone at our phone number, 844-GET-LA-LAW. You can text us. You can email us. We are easily accessible right from a phone, and that would be the best way to contact us. We are scheduling appointments in office, but they have to be scheduled. We're discouraging people, just showing up unannounced. But certainly give us a call, text us, email us. That's going to be the most efficient way to get in contact with us. But that kind of carries over into a trend that is actually positive, I think. And I'm seeing, I think we talked about this once before in another episode, and minority communities and women in particular aren't traditionally people that we see a lot, and that is actually starting to kind of turn around a little bit. I feel like women in particular, I feel like the vast majority of the new cases that our office has taken on have been women contacting us, and that's actually a positive trend.
Hmm.
Because in the past, I feel like a lot of times women don't seem to hesitate more, don't want to necessarily rock the boat, don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill type of situation. But I think women are starting to assert themselves a little bit more and say, hey, I'm not going to get taken advantage of here, and they're actually reaching out. That woman that was hit in the crosswalk the other day. Another woman just recently was riding her bike, and an elderly gentleman didn't see her and hit her in broad daylight. She's reaching. So it's encouraging to see people actually trying to do something about it and stand up for themselves.
So if you're
That's an
hearing,
encouraging trend.
yeah, absolutely. We want people to be able to use their voice. But if you're seeing this and you're wondering, I don't know, is this a case? Is it not a case? Do I need legal help? Do I not need legal help? What's the first step?
Yes, you do need legal help. And the first step would be to contact a lawyer. Give us a call. Actually, I had a conference call with a client earlier today within the last couple of hours. And it was probably like a 45-minute phone call. And her mind was blown about all the behind the scenes things that occur when it comes to processing medical bills and making sure the right people are getting paid, who pays what in what order. And unfortunately for her, she thought it was very simple. You go to the hospital, you give them your insurance card, and everything takes care of itself. And when you're involved in an accident where somebody else is potentially responsible or is responsible, that changes things. And, now the hospital has to reimburse the health insurance company, and, where they have to get payment from a different insurance company, and she's already kicked in $500 of her own money, and now they're going to have to rebill, and it's a nightmare. And she was just she couldn't believe how much goes into this. So if you're somebody that has been involved in an accident or is injured in some sort of way and somebody else was at fault, you should hire a lawyer, even if you have health insurance, because quite frankly, towards the end of our discussion, she said, "What would have happened if I didn't reach out to you?" Because they were offering me $1,500. And I said, "You would have, you would have owed money at the end of this thing." And it's true. She's already spent $500 of her own money. She has $444 more for physical therapy. And if she would have accepted that $1,500, she has to reimburse her own health insurance company for what they paid out on her behalf. So she
Right.
would have actually been in the hole. And she couldn't believe that. And that
Yeah,
happens to a
and
lot of
often
people.
if you do accept those offers, it usually does come with signing something that says you won't bring a lawsuit in the future. So it's good for people to know that if they are going to call you, and how long does the process typically take?
It varies. I recently had a took on a dog bite client, and I was speaking with them, and they asked me that question, and I said, with the dog bite type of case, a lot of times those things can move along a little bit quicker because Connecticut has a strict liability statute, and the number of defenses that you can raise are limited. So that happens a little bit quicker. But for a slip and fall type of case, those things can run for 18 months or longer. In fact, a lot of times you have to put those into suit, and you might be looking at 3 years. But one of the things, not to deter people, one of the things that we pride ourselves on doing is handling cases quickly, intelligently, and maximizing the recovery for our clients. So, our I think right now we're looking at about 7 months
Okay.
for our car accident cases.
Do court closures affect anything right now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that has been a challenge. Courts are, well, I think a lot of us, and it's not just me, a lot of lawyers are sort of in a lurch. We're hearing one thing about one particular court, let's say Hartford. I actually have a couple of hearings scheduled for June 15th in Waterbury, which I just received the paperwork for. So I'm assuming that those are going to go forward since they're just in a couple of weeks. Um, you know, don't know what's going on in New London. So there has been a bit of confusion as to how to proceed going forward. We're all just trying to sort our way through it. But the good thing is, a positive trend is that it looks like with the reopening of the state, courthouses are also starting to, uh, not that they were ever fully closed, but they're actually starting to become a little bit more productive, for lack of a better term. And
Yeah.
so things will hopefully start to move a little bit quicker and get back to normal.
Those who are maybe meeting you for the first time, I know you've been on Better Connecticut, you've been on our Facebook Lives before, but you sort of have an interesting bird's eye view in that before you became a lawyer, you were working at an insurance company. So you know sort of the procedures that go on that end that may not always be
Right.
beneficial to people.
Yeah, well, absolutely. So, just quickly, when I worked for the insurance companies, I was actually settling bodily injury claims. So I was on the complete opposite end of where I'm at right now. And so, I understand what goes into consideration by insurance companies when they are trying to settle a case. And I believe that sort of inside knowledge is helpful for my clients. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're able to get such outstanding results for our clients, and we really do achieve outstanding results. And the benefit of that is our clients, and it's not It's not taking advantage of anything. It's actually people are generally getting taken advantage of. And so when you have somebody that's capable in your corner, you're actually getting fair value instead of being taken advantage of.
That's important to
If
know
that
because
makes
people don't
sense.
want to feel like they're taking advantage of anyone. They don't want to go after something that's not theirs many times. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, people worry that they can't afford a lawyer.
That is a concern. In fact, I had a woman the other day, I think it was on Monday, give us a call and ask how much money we would require up front to represent her in an injury case. And, I said, listen, we work on a contingency fee basis. You don't pay us by the hour. You're essentially getting free legal representation. And the only time that we get paid is if we're able to help you recover money for your injuries. Until that time, we're fronting the costs of your litigation, the cost to manage your claim. And if we're going to take on your case, we believe in it, and we think we can help you out. So, access to good legal representation, quality legal representation is what we provide, the public at large.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions about what it would cost to hire a lawyer for your particular situation, give us a call, text us, email us, and we'll have that discussion with you. But generally, almost all of the cases that we handle are handled on a contingency fee basis, which means it's free until we help you.
Right. So if you don't get anything, then you don't owe anything, which is something
That's
for people
correct.
to know. So I just want to let the folks know that if you are interested in getting in touch with Lawyer Twillie, we'll put up his information. It is right here on your screen. You can head to the firm's website. It's lalawct.com, or the phone number there, 844-GET-LA-LAW. Lawyer Twillie, thank you so much for being with us. Stay safe. Be well.
Thank you. You as well. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. Be safe.
Thank you.